believe him to be a threat to it. There is ample evidence, however, to suggest that he is. The refusal to follow accepted norms of ethical behavior, disdain for factual information, the campaign rallies built around the Trump cult of personality, the attacks on mainstream media and embrace of extreme partisan media, the lack of boundaries between his professional life and his family,
putting a white supremacist in the White House,
the executive overreach, disdain for the judiciary, the disavow white nationalists, intelligence and eagerness to politicize national security. In a speech yesterday, John McCain said we should be alarmed that more of our fellow citizens keep flirting with authoritarianism and romanticizing it as our moral equivalent. I completely agree. This trend needs to be stopped before there are federal troops in our inner cities, before a religious minority is tracked by a national database, before our country falls into authoritarianism. My question for you is, how do you intend to balance your agreement with Donald Trump in terms of policy with vigilance in protecting our system of government?
I'm going to believe in you, and I'm going to believe in the Constitution.
No,
we will be able to hopefully have a conversation in a civil manner as American citizens, and that we can unite as a country to solve the problems that we have before us. You may not agree with what my
Answer the question! 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 Answer the question!
Answer the question!
You're deflecting!
Answer the question! Answer the question! Answer the question!
I'm not sure how to use it, but I applaud the fact that you're having this town hall. I wish that you would tell other Congress people who refuse to
Yes.
I'm concerned about what's happening in the country. I hear it around here, and I don't hear it from you. What I hear is your opinion. What should matter is your constituents' opinion.
I vote every time!
My Lord, my voice.
See you in the 2018 midterm.
Back to ACA. I want to tell you a story. I was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2012, in April. ACA had not taken effect yet. My insurance company came back to me and said, that's a pre-existing condition. We can't cover it. I spent 4 months working with the Susan Komen Coalition and the American Cancer Society, working with my insurance company to even get my diagnosis and treatment. As a consequence, I lost my right breast. Think about that. If we repeal ACA and do not immediately replace it with a comparable program, who
press. Who is going to lose their lives? I am very thankful to be standing here talking to you, because I might not have been had not I advocated for myself. This is something we all need to think about. So, are you going to represent your constituents for pre-existing clauses, for health care, for children up to age 26? Are you going to guarantee? How are you going to do that, Mr. Reed?
Well, where we are and where we have stated and where we will continue to be going forward is we are going to support the reforms. And I thank you for being here, and thank God that you had the opportunity to be here with us and have made your way through that terrible disease. So pre-existing condition, we are the reforms on pre-existing condition we are supportive of. The reforms when it comes to 26-year-old we are supportive of. When it comes to lifetime caps, we are supportive of. And given the nature of the political dynamic, just so we're clear, any of these types of insurance reforms that you're referring to are going to likely take, and I'm not an expert on the Senate rules, but they're going to take a 60-vote threshold, even if they wanted to do it in Washington, a 60-vote threshold in the Senate in order to take away. So from my perspective, those reforms are in a very good position to go forward, and we'll continue to advocate for them as we go forward.
Will you take some questions from the back now?
Release Trump's taxes! Release Trump's taxes! Release Trump's taxes!
Release Trump's taxes!
I have one for cheapest medicine for $45,000. The next one is 55. These are the medicines that will keep me alive. How do I afford it? Are you doing anything for drug money?
The question is about expensive situations like MS that have a very high price tag when it comes to their the cost.
Let the drugs come in from Canada.
So what I do believe is, as we indicated, I believe opening up the pharmaceutical companies to more competition, taking away anything.
Competition
that
ain't gonna cut it.
to make sure that they're being held accountable when it comes to those drug costs is something we support. I also support, as we go through the FDA process, also at the same time working with CMS hand in hand. This would be a future organizational reform so that as the drugs come out of research and come into licensing, that CMS is in the position to work hand in hand with them to determine what is the appropriate billable amount for those drugs for Medicaid and Medicare. That will set the standard also in the private health insurance market to help drive those cost prices down, and it would open up the markets even further. Now also,
Get rid of the
we also
market!
want to make sure we're clear, when it comes to Medicaid and situations like it is yourself, there is I'm very supportive of funding the high-risk pools and making sure that they have the supplemental revenue in order to make sure that they can provide the high-risk risk.
Not affordable.
Okay, there you go. Lynn's got the bullhorn. Okay, Lynn.
My name is Natalie Knott. You support a man who repeatedly demanded the murder of 5 exonerated black boys who were charged for crime they did not commit. They are known as the Central Park 5. Your president has repeatedly demanded that they be put to death. So I have one question for you. Do you believe that Black Lives Matter?
I believe all lives matter, and I will carry that Black lives.
Wrong answer! Wrong answer! Wrong answer! Try harder next time! A little harder next time! Yeah.
I've been in ongoing communication. Why are you going?
I got it. Perfect. Thank you. It was just a little loose. Thank you.
You're not.
This is a surreal thing.
That's not repairing, that's repealing and replacing it with an entire government-run health program that I
You don't support, but we do.
Tom, I have a question.
Last term, Tom.
I'm a student from Tom University, and I'm part of Planned Parenthood Generation Action. The Affordable Care Act helps people get birth control. Birth control advances women's economic empowerment, educational opportunities, enhances children's well-being in the long run, reduces teen pregnancy and unwanted pregnancy. Representative Tom Reed, how do you plan to support people's access to birth control and repealing the Hyde Amendment, which prevents any federal funding for going to abortion?
I do support access to contraception, birth control, and including that, and I've also come out and supported having access to that over the counter.
And a woman's right to choose. How about that?
Without a prescription.
Separation church and state.
On the Hyde Amendment, I am for life.
You work for the government, not the church.
And it's okay for you. That's the point. That's your choice. It's a choice.
It's a choice.
Pro-choice. Pro-choice. Pro-choice.
Not your choice.
Choice.
Not your choice.
My choice.
Okay, yeah, no, I will take yours. Where are the disabled folks that can't come up here? We want to make sure that we get over there as we have this conversation. Are they back there? Okay. So we're not going to leave. We're going to work our way around the crowd, and we'll ask people as we go to have access to the...
Tom, my question is, I'm a farmer in Allegheny County. I'm on the Farm Bureau Board, so I know I'm in the very minority in this crowd. On the regulations of EPA, I know it was brought up that everybody wants the EPA to do more control on the waters and the land. However, that is seriously affecting farmers. How can the farmers survive to feed these people if the regulations keep coming down? Now, I also realize that farmers can improve their operations, but what can we depend on you as far as regulations with the EPA and balancing things out? And even, I understand we can come down on farmers, we can only do so much, and then they're going to go out of business. However, I also understand farmers need to improve their operations.
They need those. You don't have to poison to be a farmer.
I wholeheartedly agree with you, and I applaud what you do in regards to farming and providing the food for all of us across this country. And so when it comes to regulations that are overzealous, that are overreaching, like the Waters of the U.S. provision that was hurting farmers and will hurt farmers if implemented, opposed to it, and we will continue to
You can't drink chemicals.
What I would hope to see in the new agency going forward, looking forward, I'm always looking forward, is that they would have a cost-benefit approach to the regulations.
What a surprise he's got an answer for that question.
New items that are out there, and you can improve upon the operation yourself, and at the same time, the regulations don't put you out of business.
Will you take our questions now? Congressman! Congressman Reed!
Just ask.
Will you
Doesn't have an answer.
Southern Tier is struggling to survive because people cannot afford their health care. How are you going to keep rural hospitals open?
Good question.
As we all stand here,
He doesn't have an answer.
Standing Rock is turning into a massacre.
Yes.
We want to know where you stand on the DAPL pipeline. We want to know where you stand on the XL pipeline. We want to know where you stand on the Northern Access pipeline.
Yes.
Western New York from Pennsylvania to Canada.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So Fred, as you know my position on these, and I'll articulate it to everyone here. I support the construction of those pipelines.
Question in the back.
Mr. Reed, I do believe you represent us. I'm hoping so.
We will not
I'm a veteran of the
re-elect
United
you.
States Army. Bills that went through Congress were veterans, to benefit veterans and veterans' rights were failed. The rhetoric coming out from Mitchell and from Bryan is for a closed VA, a privatized VA. I would be dead without my VA. Where do you stand to protect our VAs?
Yeah.
And to refund our VAs and make our VA work for every veteran in this country?
Yes.
Well, first of all, thank you for the service. And as the son of a career military man in the Army,